Hello again, and welcome back to another daily technical analysis video. In this video, we'll be going through Ethereum. Now, as you can see, we're on the daily time frame and we are breaking that channel, the triangle. Actually, quite frankly, we have broken that channel quite well from yesterday. As you can see right here, if we cover the EMAs, you can see that this triangle that we had for a while has broken up yesterday. Well, 2 hours ago. And what I really like is that this RSI, which also had this continuation pattern of the triangle, broke out as well. In fact, it broke out before the pattern actually broke out here, so this was actually a leading indicator, which we kind of expected before as well. It's above the 50 moving average, which is pretty positive and bullish as well. Same goes for the stochastics here. You can see there's a low and a low here. Now this one's lower than this one essentially, while the price action from around here is actually decreasing. So that itself is a bullish divergence right here. So we have that bullish divergence in confluence with the RSI rising and breaking the pattern here, as well as the price action breaking the pattern here. So we are pretty bullish onto the upside. We are above the daily pivot as well, which is bullish. As for the EMAs, it probably will be a little bit choppy, so we cannot really rely on that right now. Now, if I look into and do a candle analysis, you can see this previous candle is very bullish. We got a nice big green candle on that breakout of this trend line, and also just normal equal looking wicks on the top and the bottom. So this is typically a continuation candle, similar to this one right here. You can see the wicks were same size, not exactly as large as this one, but they're same size, and the big huge body. Similar idea here. So we could see further incline. Now what I'm hoping is that we do get that break and retest of this upper level as well as the daily pivot, so we could see that fall back down to the 285. But if the trend is strong enough, we might avoid that for the near term, and we could continue up towards the upside. Now, as for the target of this triangle, if we do from the top to the bottom of the bodies, of the triangle top and bottom, we get the target of this daily R3. I really like this level because it's exactly in confluence with it. So at $3,825, that one seems like a level that we want to pay attention to. Now, if I pull out a daily, it's not quite in line with the daily, but I do see that this previous level that we did fall down from is exactly in confluence with it. Actually, let me see if I can draw a level. Maybe something like this, and all the way up to maybe the upper wick here. So we could see a range around here where that is a piece of resistance. So in the macro scale on the daily, for a swing, we could see some sort of move all the way up to here. But now, again, keep in mind that the markets don't just go in one move. Maybe something like this, but it could be steady wave all the way up and eventually hitting this level. Now, if we do extend beyond March and actually hit April, we might have to reassess our targets, but even then, this would still be the target because it's our triangle. Now, if I want to go down to the lower time frames and see whether there's any retracements, let's see whether there is any. Let's put this back down to the triangle. Okay, so we did break all these EMAs. It's kind of just a mess right now, so again, we cannot tell much about that. Oh, actually, one critical thing is we discussed about this 377 blue EMA that lined up with this gold upper trend line of that triangle, and again, we have broken above it, which is pretty significant. It is kind of on a bigger volume as well, and that's what we were looking for this breakout. Now, as you can see, there was a small wick here, but we haven't had a formal retest of this level. Again, it doesn't necessarily have to retest that level. In fact, what I would say is that this HR3, which is the next level of resistance supposedly, could be retested. Because do keep in mind that although we are looking for that break and retest of this level, if it breaks another level, that another level can be the next retest. So then that means if we just retest this, we can go up and we don't have to come back down there. Now, as for the momentum, though, one thing that concerns me is that the stochastics has been pretty overbought and it's hitting the 90 range, which is pretty significant. We've only seen that, well, a couple times we've seen that before, and typically, let's see what happens during that time actually. So there's one right here, put a vertical here, and one right here as well. Let's see what happened during those periods of time. Now, if we do see this one, actually, it's not too bad. Because it is in the overbought territory, this essentially just means bull strength. I mean, given that there is strong trends behind it, that means it adds more strength to that move. As for this one, not exactly, so it doesn't always work, right? So this one, obviously, it did take one more big push up before inevitably crossing down the 80 and continuing back down. Actually, this was the top in November, so we did see that decline from there. So we do got to be careful of what might happen during that time. Now, as of right now, what I can say is just that we are pretty bullish, not only on the daily time frame, but with this 4-hour uptrend, which has been uptrending for a while, and we've been talking about it when it was at the bottom of this triangle and we were aiming for the top. Yes, if we initiated a top short right here, we would have got stopped, and that's no problem. We play our triangles the way that we are supposed to until it breaks, and when that happens, we look for the next trade, right? So this would be the target again. What we did was, this is what it would look like. We want to put it below this level, obviously below the previous low, because if we do break that, that would be breaking the downtrend. But now what I want to reassess, this was actually right before the breakout, so we were expecting that retracement. It didn't really come. So what I would actually do is reassess and maybe move something like this, right? Even then, 5.46 risk to reward is pretty significant, especially for a swing, right? It might actually be a little bit low for a swing, but that is not bad. If we do get some sort of consolidation, actually, what I believe, because the target is actually pretty high compared to the 4-hour time frame, I could see some sort of consolidation or even a retracement for that stochastic to come down a little bit more before I can blast off again. Even just entering that bullish territory would be significant enough before helping and bring the price towards the upside. Now the RSI on the other hand is in the bullish territory, but it doesn't look like there's any topping patterns like that stochastics. So because of that, well, actually none of them are indicating any topping patterns. All I can say for the momentum is that it's very bullish. Okay. Now again, looking right here, what I would do even for entry longs, I would pay attention to what's happening right now. We've had these 2 significant candle rises, and typically after these rises, there will be a period of time, especially after a red candle, some sort of consolidation, right? And maybe on the lower time frames, on the 4-hour, you can't really see it, but maybe there is a consolidation, even right here. Exactly, symmetrical triangle, even ascending triangle that you can consider. Same goes for this one, so we could be seeing some sort of pattern here. Now, in the next 2, okay, so the 2 seconds there, it's over. This definitely looks like a double top, so we could definitely see that decline happening. Not too sure about the chances of hitting here, but same idea here with the stochastics, at least on the hourly time frame, is some sort of retracement similar to here, or a consolidation, right? It allowed these stochastics to reset all the way even down past the 50, but the price actually moved sideways and consolidated before the next move. So that's what I'm looking for this next level. Not only is this a double top, there is a bearish divergence here with the RSI, so that could definitely have a role in what's going to happen next. What I can see is something like this for sure, even just for the short time frames. I would do something like this. Oh, but no, I wouldn't do that because obviously the risk to reward is pretty low. If we did do something like this, I would have to aim down to where our next entry is 1.32, and that is where the support level is, but that would break the 10 EMA, but I don't think that would matter. But that is possible. Even this is a possible play. Now, none of this is financial advice. This is just what I would be doing myself. So do tread carefully when you do go about yourself. Now, again, just to sum everything up, we are pretty bullish. Looking for the upside. There could potentially be a swing. A swing to the upside, and even just a market reversal. Even the traditional markets have been pretty bullish. But regardless, right? What we discussed in the weekly time frame, we've got 2 more days until then. Right, 2 more days, and it seems very strong, right? We did say on the lower time frames that there could be maybe a consolidation, but inevitably, it looks like a double bottom's happening on the weekly time frame, right? And this could be just a swing fail pattern of that, or a fake out actually of that 1055 cross. Okay, so this is it for this video. I hope you learned something from it, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bells for more videos like this one. Cheers.